Hey. Good morning. Good morning, my people. This is Daron Campbell, the host of the Road to a Million show. Oh, man, let's get live. Let's get live right here. We're having some fun because we're creating as we go. We're creating platforms and creating tweaks and twists to the game and to the show, and I think it's gonna be all for the better. I'm Daron C Campbell, the hardest working man in real estate, your real estate mentor, and this is the Road to a Million show. Now, some things that you ought to know. We're tweaking. The best way to view this show is to go to Road to a Million show on YouTube, bam, and click on the live button. And you will have us live in stereo with the best cameras, with the best sound, with the music in between on the breaks. What's up? There's Angie on the Facebook Live. We're late, Angie, because we've been tweaking. We've been in the lab stirring things up. And we almost had Angie on the show today, but I told her too late and didn't let her set up her schedule the right way. That's my bad, Ange. We're gonna have Angie Santiago on the show because I consider her tribe member number one, top of the list, and maybe the most loyal. I mean, wherever I go to speak, this woman shows up. If I didn't love her to death, I might call her a stalker. But I invite her everywhere, so they can't be a stalker if you invite them to everything, now can they? Hey, KG, Karen Gilmore, ladies and gentlemen, Karen Monica Gilmore, my homie, one of the original tribe members, one of the first tribe members. Karen can say, I knew DC when. And that's like when he was a nobody or when he was nothing. When you and Angie were the only tribe members. It wasn't that long ago, and the two of you were probably tribe members 1 and 2. I don't know, Ronaldo and cousin Eric and a few others might fight you for number 1 and number 2, but you two gotta say, it's hard to find people who are loyal and faithful, and I gotta say, KG and Angie are. Oh, and then Tamara. Oh my goodness, we could have a tribe member wrestling match to see who's first or who's the original. But we know who the original 5 or 10 are. That's there's no question about that. But here we grow. We're trying to grow. We're trying to get big. We're trying to impact a lot of lives and a lot of people. And so oh my goodness, Joyce Jackson Hurley just jumped in on the tribe. You guys have no idea who Joyce is. Joyce and I went to, check it, first grade together. First grade. I didn't say college. I didn't say high school. I said I went to first grade with this girl. And we were fast friends from day one. Ain't that right, Joyce? All right, so Joyce is over here on Facebook Live at Daron Campbell Coaching. The tribe is there with her, and now the whole brand new tribe, you guys are on YouTube at Road to a Million show, and those are all separate words. They're not strung together. Road to a Million show on YouTube. You can see my pretty face there, and then you click on live, and then bam, you're on the live feed with the microphone, with the music on the breaks and all of that, and we're sitting here live where the tribe lives on Facebook, which is on Daron Campbell Coaching on Facebook. Is that how all you guys got here? Oh, man, my man Warren Mitchell is in the house. Warren is Warren is my cousin. Well, technically not my cousin, but he's my cousin. One of those, I guess, some folks say, that's my play cousin. But Warren is not my blood cousin, but that's as much of a cousin as I ever had. What's up, Warren Mitchell? So look. The whole idea, for those of you that aren't regulars on the Road to a Million show, is we're trying to help people grow. We're trying to help people get smarter, bigger, better, more intelligent. We want to work on your brain, your body, and your bank account, because that's where completeness lives. And so that's the idea. And so we're here every Tuesday and Thursday 9 to 11 Pacific Standard Time. All the shows are recorded. They live on the YouTube channel. So you can watch any of the last, oh my God, how many episodes have we had now? Angie, have we had over 100 episodes already? I don't know. If you combine the Facebook Lives and the YouTubes and the live streams and the events, we're probably over 100 events now, right? Probably. Well, the brand is growing. What is that brand? This is the Road to a Million show, and we want to welcome you. I'm here just to try to impart a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of, a little bit of insight that might help you grow yourself in any of these ways. The truth of the matter is, I preach about your brain, your body, and your bank account because you need to have all of those in order, right? And if you have all of those in order, then the opportunity for you to have a complete, fulfilled, maybe even the word happy life is enhanced, right? But if you've got a bunch of cash and your health is terrible, well, there's going to be something missing in your happiness equation, right? Or if you are in incredible physical shape but you're broke, how happy are you really going to be? And then if you got a bunch of money in the bank, or you got a beautiful body, but you're mentally deficient, that's the nice way we'll say it, then you can't be a complete or completely content or happy person because you're running around uninformed and unintelligent. I mean, how many people do you know that have money or had money but didn't have the smarts to preserve that wealth or keep that financial status, right? I mean, I could give you a list of 100 people who have had money, lost it, didn't know how to keep it, didn't know how to preserve it, didn't know how to grow it, didn't know how to, put it into intelligent places, and then they end up in a whole different place a short period of time later. And so the goal is to try to complete that entire picture for yourself. Now, I speak to two different crowds because I coach and teach real estate and sales professionals. And so we dedicate the first hour of the show to teaching those real estate and sales professionals how to do more business, how to make a bunch of money doing the business they do. And then the second half of the show, we try to teach, I call it, Road to a Million show for the people. And that's my opportunity to show regular folks who want to grow, want to grow their wealth, want to grow their net worth, want to grow their income possibilities, or just want to figure out how to get better credit, how to get a higher rate in their savings account, want to learn how to get that first mortgage, want to buy that first income property. That's where we take it to the people. This is like, it's kind of like, sometimes I say I do real estate for the people. And that means regular folks who might be renting when they should be owning, and regular folks who, might not know that there's a fast way to jack up your credit rating, in 30 to 60 days. You could probably pick up 100 points if you know what to do. There's also, like some of you might have seen the guests I had on the show last week that showed us some interesting things about how you could take an insurance product and create your own annuitized retirement plan. All of those things are what we want to bring to this platform so that all of us can grow together. Does that make any sense? And so I'll give you a little bit of knowledge I might have, and I'll bring some experts on to share with you what knowledge they have. And if you package all those things together and make one little move here and one little move there, before you know it, you're going to be down the road a lot further. You might have a higher net worth. You might have a better credit score. You might have a little bit more in the assets column than you do the liabilities column. And we know a lot of people have to get out of that rut. And so that's what this is all about. That's what the Road to a Million show is all about. And we live on YouTube at Road to a Million show. And don't forget to put the word show in there, because a whole lot of people use Road to a Million for this or that or whatever. And it might even be a movie called Road to a Million. But this is Road to a Million show. All separate words. Click on that. You see my pretty face all over that. Click on the live link, and here you are. That's who's watching right there. Anyway, so that's how we start. That's what you need to know about what we're trying to do. That's what you need to know about how we do it. And I got a lot of expert friends. I got a whole lot of expert friends. And the goal is to bring some of those or a lot of those expert friends onto the show. I see my man Ron Fetter is watching. That's an expert. Ron is a commercial real estate expert. Hey, Ron, I'm going to have you on the show. There's a lot to learn, and I certainly don't profess to know it all. My goal is to expose you to people who know more than me in a whole lot of different departments. I know quite a bit about how to sell a piece of real estate. I sell apartment buildings, and in my opinion, I sell them better than most. But there are some friends and some people that are like super duper professional. There's another one, my man Mike Bjorkman. This dude is like the king of selling homes and managing portfolios and that kind of thing. I'm gonna have Mike on the show. So anyway, the point is, I made a list. The other day. I know probably about 250 professionals, people that I consider super duper expert level professionals, and I want to bring them here to this studio, to this show, to share their knowledge with you. I'm going to bring them on, and we're going to pick their brains because, I'm not afraid. I'll ask them anything. I'll get in their business and show you how they're doing what they do, and their little their tidbits of wisdom that they could drop on you are things that might help you enhance your life. How about that? What we touched on the other day, we're going to go into a little deeper today, and I'll just give you a great example. I had one of my mortgage experts just phone in some information to me just today, just to kind of challenge you a little bit. So check this out. If you are paying rent, here's my number here. If you're paying rent of $1,852 a month or more, wow. So let's just say you're paying rent of $1,900 or more. But right now, today, right here on the spot, I can show you 5 houses that you could own for an equal payment or less. Right here in Southern California. Well, matter of fact, right here within 5 miles of where I sit in Los Angeles. Now, how's that for messing with your brain? If you're paying more than, I'm going to give you the exact number. If you're paying $1,852.24 or more in rent, then I'm going to show you later in this hour, I'm going to show you, how many are we going to show them, Marlon? We're going to show them 3? I'm going to show you 3 homes that you could own for less. What are you talking about, Daron Campbell? You telling me that I could own a home and I could pay less per month than I'm paying in rent? And that's what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why I'm telling you, a lot of us are stuck in a rut that we don't realize we're stuck in. A lot of us are paying somebody else's mortgage when we don't need to be paying somebody else's mortgage. The fact is, you should be owning, particularly if you've been renting for 50 years. I know people have been renting for 30, 40, 50 years without ever even having the inkling of owning their own place. Now, if your intention is to never own real estate, okay, well then I question that and I challenge it, but that's your prerogative. But if your intention is to grow financially and your intention is to become financially secure, independent, in my opinion, the easiest, most simple, best way to grow your net worth is through the ownership of real estate. Now, it can go from simple, like just replacing this rent you're paying with a mortgage of the same amount. You're paying it anyway, ladies and gentlemen. You might as well own the place. Or advanced, we get to real estate 202, which is the ownership of income producing property, which is my favorite thing on planet Earth. Income producing property is where you own an apartment building, you own a duplex, a triplex, a fourplex, 100-unit apartment building, and all those people are teaming up to pay for the real estate for you. What are you talking about? Okay, so the reason I rant like this about this kind of stuff is because in the next 12 months, I am going to put 10 renters. Now, let's make it 12, Marlon. I'm going to put 12 renters into their own home at the amount of rent they currently pay or less. Now, how about that? That's the DC Wealth Building Challenge. We're going to put 12 people into homes, 12 first-time homeowners. And I think the first one is going to be my man Speedy right here who runs this studio. We're going to put Speedy in his own home for the first time. And then I'm going to put one person a month into a home, first-time homeowner, at the amount of rent they pay or less. Whoa. Now that's a challenge, right? You don't think I could do it, do you? We absolutely can do it. I just told you, I just proved to you that you could own a home if you pay $1,852 in rent or more. I'm going to show you 3 homes you could own today on this show. What are you talking about, Campbell? That's right. Challenge me. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to help some people own some homes. I mean, if we could do that, amazing. How amazing would that be? If we could put 12, we could create 12 new homeowners. And then here's what happens after that. After we put 12 people into their own homes and we prove to the world that you should be owning instead of renting and that you could be owning instead of renting for less money than you're renting, then the movement begins. Then I'm going to do 100 people. Then we're going to do 1,000 people. Then we're going to put 5,000 people into homes that didn't think they could own. Wow. How about that? Are you ready? Are you guys in the mood? That's going to be awesome. Hey, and guess what? Here's a shocking thing because I see my buddy Joyce and my buddy Scooter. They're not in California, but this works in any state of the union, ladies and gentlemen. This works in all 50 states and even those territories. What are our territories? What, Guam? Is Guam a territory? Is the Virgin Islands a territory or it's not a state? Anyway, the point is this works anywhere. This works anywhere in the U.S., so why don't we figure out how people can own for what they pay in rent or less? We're going to do it for one person a month right here on the show in front of you. And then maybe we'll be able to help you do it for yourself as well. What if we created this crazy goal? I'm going to write it down, Marlon. I'm writing it down. 5,000 new homeowners. 5,000? Are you crazy, Daron Campbell? Yes, I've been called crazy before, but what if I did it? What if I'm the leader of the real estate revolution? Oh, man, I know a friend who's going to say, you've been yelling all morning. Well, damn right, I'm yelling. I'm preaching at you today. We're going to create 5,000 new homeowners. What period of time is it going to take us to do that? 5 years? What about 5,000 new homeowners in 5 years? 5,000 people who didn't otherwise think they could own a home. We create that over the next 5 years. That's the DC challenge. I'm the leader of the real estate revolution. I need like a helmet or generals. I need some camouflage. What do you think? There's my man, David Golden. Oh man, one of my favorite people. Hey, what's up, DG? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I am now the newly self-appointed leader of the real estate revolution. Let's create 5,000 new homeowners. That's a crazy number. I just made that number up, but screw it. Let's do it. 5,000 new homeowners, people who are renting. This is interesting because I have owned apartment buildings. Check this out. I have owned apartment buildings where people were paying rents of $2,500, $3,000. I know a building that I sold. I sold an apartment building a couple of years ago in a pretty upscale neighborhood of Los Angeles. And do you know that the people in those units, apartments, rentals, are paying $5,500 a month in rent? And you know how much house you could own for $5,500? Do you know how happy they're making that landlord? I sold him the building. We should have never sold the building. We should have just kept that damn thing. But anyway, that's a whole nother set of regrets. We'll talk about that on another show. But check this out. If someone's paying $5,500 in rent, my God, what kind of mortgage could you have? What kind of ownership could you have? Over $1 million, ladies and gentlemen. You could have a 1.2, let me think. If I do the baby math, you could service a $1.2 million mortgage with $5,500 in rent. Why? You might have your own reasons, so maybe you could tell me, but why would you be paying somebody else's mortgage if you could afford $5,500 a month? Now, Now, I will grant you this. There are some people whose strategy is I'm going to rent the home of my dreams and then I'm going to invest in income producing property and let somebody else pay my mortgages on those other properties. Okay, that's a strategy. I actually know a pretty famous guy who says, don't buy your dream home, rent your dream home. All right, I'm going to leave some latitude for that kind of philosophy. But that only makes sense if you're investing money over here and making income on it. And his logic is, don't, like, in order to buy a $1 million house or a $2 million house, you're going to have to put down 20%. So he's saying keep that 200 grand or that 400 grand and invest it in income producing property, and then let that income producing property pay the rent on your dream home, if you will. And so there's a sophisticated argument that says that makes sense. But on a basic level, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't own any real estate at all, and you don't have a massive stock portfolio where Merrill Lynch is giving you preferred treatment because you got $2 million in stock and $4 million in cash in their system, forget that. I'm talking about for the regular folks. Didn't I say this is real estate for the people? This is for regular people. This is for people that don't have a monster portfolio. So on that level, you probably should quit paying somebody else's mortgage and figure out how to have your own. Because let me tell you this. A lot of people don't buy because they don't think they can, and they don't buy because they don't think they can save fast enough. But let me just shift your thinking for a second. Your real estate, a piece of real estate in many cases ends up not only being most people's largest investment or largest acquisition, it also ends up becoming their greatest savings account, their greatest savings tool. The greatest way to grow their money that they'll ever see, that they'll ever find. I'll give you a quick example. I sold a young lady a condominium in a pretty really decent neighborhood of Los Angeles 2 years ago. I was just telling this story to somebody. I sold her this condo 2 years ago for $315,000. Just a small condo. It was a starter thing. It's her first thing. It was just a simple condominium, right? 2 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, I sold her that. Now she's making a regular paycheck on a regular job. So I got her this deal with almost nothing down. All she had was closing costs down. So she bought this thing. It cost $315,000, right? Modest person, not making a ton of money. I think her income was, I don't know, $66,000 or $68,000 a year, right? So 2 years ago, she goes, I just hate paying rent. So help me find something. I don't care really how big it is or how luxurious it is. Help me find something. So I helped her find something for $315,000. She bought it with almost nothing down. She bought it with just decent credit. She bought it, on a kind of a shoestring budget. And ladies and gentlemen, we just had that property appraised 2 short years later. This is only 2 years later. How much do you think it was worth today? That property is worth $426,000 today. So scroll backwards 2 years. She found a way to buy a place with nothing down. Okay, she had to pay closing costs down. So don't let me say nothing. She had to pay her closing costs. Her closing costs on that property, I think, were something around $6,000. Okay, so she came up with $6,000. We got her a loan with nothing, like near nothing down. She bought it for $315,000, and today it's worth $426,000. Do you think there's any other way that young lady would have been able to save $111,000? Because that's her profit so far. So far, she has made $111,000 just for owning and living in that condo. Now, how long does it take you to save $111,000? If you're just going to keep paying rent, and you're just going to keep paying somebody else's mortgage, that person whose mortgage you're paying, let's just say she rented that condo instead and paid rent. Who made the $111,000? Landlord. The landlord would have made the $111,000. Instead, she found a way to get into an ownership position, and she made the $111,000. Are we getting this yet? Is it getting through? This is why the real estate revolution has to happen. This is why I'm coming dressed in camouflage next week, because I got to be the general. I got to be the leader of the real estate revolution, because if you don't own something, you need to. And if you don't know how to do it, I'm going to show you. And if you want to see some real world examples, I'm going to give them to you. That's what's going on. Real estate revolution. It's underway. My main dude, Gary Thompson, is watching us. We go way back. That's my ace from high school. Me and Gary, we done it all together. He's watching. Gary knows this game. The real estate revolution has to happen. We got to stop watching everybody else make the money. We got to stop feeding other people's net worths and start feeding our own. Let's do it. What do you think? Can we do it? Can we do it together? That's what the Road to $1 Million is about. The Road to $1 Million show is all about helping you get there from here. We could do it. We could do it if we do it together. We could do it if we do it as a team, if we do it as a tribe, if we do it as a collective. What do you say? You like it? All right, Angie, I need a whole new T-shirt design. The real estate revolution is underway, and I got to get the general stripes on mine, because I'm gonna be the general. I'm gonna lead the real estate revolution, and you guys are the army. Let's do this. Let's turn it around. Let's stop making other people wealthy and start putting some of that wealth in our own pockets. I just showed you how somebody made $111,000 in about 22 months, less than 2 years. $111,000. Her net worth went up. And let's just assume, what if her net worth was nothing? What if her net worth was $10,000 2 years ago? Well, now her net worth is $10,000 plus $111,000 in acquired just equity that just happened because she was the owner. And guess what? If that number didn't go up that much, or if that number even, stayed flat, so what? She's living there. She'd be paying rent somewhere anyway. So no loss, no harm, no foul, right? But instead, what happened is what normally happens. Real estate consistently over time goes up in value. Hey, you might get a hiccup. You might get a recession. It might go backwards for a hot minute, but it always comes roaring back. It always comes roaring back. That's what history shows. Ladies and gentlemen, my parents in Chicago bought a brand new house right around 1970 for $24,000. Now, the economy came and went, and their, jobs came and went, and things happen and life happens. But flash forward, I don't care how many years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years later, that house is now worth, oh my God, I don't know. I don't even know what it's worth. It's probably worth at least 10 times what they paid. It's worth at least 10 times what they paid for it. So really, the fact of the matter is, and that's more money than they really had the ability to save on their own. Do you have the ability to turn your money 10 times? How long will it take you to do it with your knowledge or with your skill set? All you got to do is own some decent real estate, and it'll happen for you. Here's the interesting part. Somebody just texted me, but aren't we about to go into a recession? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't care if we're going into a recession, and by the way, I don't think we're going into a recession, but we're in a flattening out a little bit of prices, but that just creates more opportunity for you to buy, because interest rates are still dirt cheap. Money is cheap to borrow, and so it's an opportunity for you to buy something, keep the payments near what you pay in rent, and who cares if the market goes down a little over the next 2 years? Guess what it's going to do after that? It's going to come roaring back, and what you could have bought today for $350,000 or $400,000 next year, in 2 years, 3 years, or after whatever little dip we go through, it's going to be worth $100,000 more, $50,000 more, $200,000 more. And are you going to be on the outside looking in? Are you going to say, man, that cute guy online, Daron, told me 2 years ago I should buy something, and I didn't, and now I'm still renting, and my landlord's property is now worth $200,000 more than when I could have bought it? Ladies and gentlemen, let's flip this around. Let's create the revolution. Let's change the game. Let's put a shift in motion. Let's launch the real estate revolution. I like it. All right. We're going to come back with some examples of what you could buy today in the price ranges I told you about. So we're using that $1,852 because why'd I use that number? I use that number because that's what a 2-bedroom apartment in Los Angeles is renting for pretty much on average right now. So I'm trying to show people what you could own for with the same dollars and cents. So if you're watching on Road to a Million Show on YouTube, or if you're watching on Daron Campbell Coaching or Daron Campbell on Facebook, we're going to get into some examples of what you could buy. Matter of fact, I got some Los Angeles examples. And then I'm going to have Marlon even check out what some Chicago examples are. What could you buy in Chicago for the same amount? I'll give you those two cities because I got my tribe in Chicago and LA and even some other cities watching. But those are two cities I've lived in, so let's just use both of those. How about that? We're going to take a short break. I'm going to take a break for about 3 minutes. We're going to come back with some examples of places you could own. I'm going to describe them to you, and you tell me, could you be living okay and owning at the same time for a similar amount as what you're paying in rent? Let's get ready. Get your pen and paper out because we're going to break some stuff down for you, and it might shock you. It might shock you. So be prepared to be shocked. I'm Daron C Campbell, the hardest working man in real estate, your real estate mentor. We're all going to the top together. This is the Road to a Million Show. I'm the leader of the real estate revolution. We'll be back in 3 minutes. My man, Rich. We must be on. All right, we are back. You know why we're having special fun today? Because this is the Road to a Million show. I'm Daron C Campbell, the hardest working man in real estate, your real estate mentor, and we're all taking a trip, and it's going to the top. And so, what we're doing today with my tribe over here on Facebook Live and my crew here on YouTube at Road to a Million show. Facebook Live is Daron Campbell Coaching and Daron Campbell on Facebook, and on YouTube we are on Road to a Million show. And we're live on both. And today we're talking about ownership instead of renting. And I told you that. I promised you some examples. And so let me give you my logic. The logic here today is that many of us, many of us, I'm going to even say most of us, are renters. Most of us are renters. That even sounds crazy to say, but it's true. Most people out there are renting. I'll tell you, just for Los Angeles, the home ownership rate is just under 27%. It's like 26% of the people in Los Angeles actually own. That means the other 74% have to rent. 74% of the people are renters. Is that an acceptable number? I don't like it. I want to knock that number down. What do you think? What if we can lead this revolution the right way and we can help 5,000 people become homeowners, then maybe we make a dent in this thing. What do you think? That's my mission. That's what I'm going to do. That's the plan. All right. So what we're going to do first is we're going to look at, so what I did was I went and I did a little survey of 2-bedroom apartments right in the heart of Los Angeles, what you'd call maybe a B plus area. And what I found was of the places that looked acceptable to me, places that I would live, and wouldn't be running for my life and wouldn't be and had access to goods and services and decent neighborhood where I could park my car and not be worried. I could walk around the neighborhood and feel comfortable. What I found was 2-bedroom apartments in those places were averaging $1,852.24. No, they were averaging more like, let's say $1,850. Okay. And then if I work backwards on my mortgage calculator, that ends up that amount of money, $1,850 basically today with today's interest rate environment services about a $400,000 mortgage. All right, this is important. You do this math here. So take a look at what you're paying in rent, and we'll talk about it. But $1,850 right now will service a $400,000 mortgage. So I challenged Marlon with the task of find me some $400,000 opportunities. And so here we go. I'm giving you some right now. Real world, real live, right here, available today kind of stuff. All right, so let's look at the first thing here. Check this out. I got a home that it's actually in foreclosure, but check this out. A newer home. This is the Los Angeles metro area. It's actually in Ontario, California. It's it's a suburb. It's east of Los Angeles, but really decent looking house. 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. Are you listening? 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, and holy cow. You can have 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, $400,000. It's a foreclosure opportunity. It's spotless. It's clean as a whistle. Looks like it was built in 2002 or 2003. 2002. 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, ladies and gentlemen. You can own that for the same amount that you're paying in rent if your rent is $1,850. So are you willing to tell me that you can give me some good logic for why you ought to be paying $1,850 for a 2-bedroom apartment as opposed to why you shouldn't own a $400,000 house with 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms? Think about it. Now here's the tricky part. What studies will show you is that over the course of time, and this is just general like slow growth kind of stuff, is that real estate goes up in value on average about 4 to 5% a year. So let's just say you're going to rent for the next 2 years, and this $400,000 property that you can afford, because you're paying $1,850, you can afford this property. This property, let's say it goes up 4% every year for the next 5 years. Now, I'm not going to should I do the compounded version? I'll do the compounded version. 400,000. Did I say 4% or 5%? I said 4. If it goes up 4% next year, that means it'll be worth $416,000, right? We'll just do flat basic math. I'm just going to say this thing goes up 4% every year. So let's just say it goes up $16,000 each year. If it goes up $16,000 again in the second year, it's then worth $432,000. And let's say it goes up $16,000 in year. That's year 1. That's year 2. In year 3, it goes up another $16,000. That's $448,000. In year 4, this goes up to $462,000. And then we'll just give it a 5-year window. $16,000 in increase is $478,000. Did I get that math right? No, I went up 14,000. We're going up 16,000. 416, 432, 448, 464, and then the final jump in year 5 is $480,000. Did I get that math right? Who's quick with the calculator? Angie, you know Marlon's not that quick with the calculator, so I need you to back me up on that. But I got in 5 years, if it just goes up $16,000 a year, which is only 4% from the first day, and we did a flat $16,000 every year after that. In 5 years, that house is worth $480,000. Okay. Now, I'm just going to give you a little real world math, a little real world challenge. If you keep renting for 5 more years from your landlord at around $1,850, what do you have at the end of 5 years? I mean, how much have you been saving so far? Right? Now, let's just assume we could get you in that house, and that house goes up a mere $16,000 a year. In 5 years, that house is worth $480,000. You have effectively saved $80,000. Why have I saved $80,000? Because the house I paid $400 for is worth $480. Do you hear that? Are you going to save $80,000 over the next 5 years? I mean, how easy is it to save $80,000 in this world, this expensive world we live in? So why not trade your rent in for a mortgage? You say, but Daron, what about my credit? What about my, all right, let's talk about your credit. I'm going to bring a credit expert on here next week, and I'm going to show you how to fix your credit in a quick way. All right. Now, I just solved that problem for you. What else you got? Well, Daron, what about, let's see, my credit? What about my down payment? I don't have a big down payment. I think I just told you about an example of a lady I sold a condo to, and she had to pay nothing but the closing costs down. Nothing but closing costs. $6,000 she paid down. She owned a condo. The condo went up $111,000 in value in 2 years. She made $111,000 because she stopped making excuses and she found a way to buy that place. And here's somebody telling you there is a way to own instead of rent. I don't have great credit. We can fix it. I don't have a big down payment. She bought it with nothing down. I don't have a job. I don't know if I can help you. But but all those other excuses aren't really excuses. You do need an income. Now, I'm going to tell you something crazy. There's actually lenders out there that will loan to you on what they call stated income. That's a whole nother deal, but they basically are telling you, hey, show me what your income is and or tell me what your income is and we'll give you a mortgage. Anyway, don't even get me started on that one. All right, so now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the next category. Oh, wait, let me give you another one. Here's another one. I got another one for you. Marlon came up with another good opportunity. Not even a foreclosure. This is a regular purchase. Check this out. Same dollar amount. You're paying over $1,800 a month in rent. I got something for you. I got a house in Claremont for you. $400,000 is the asking price. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,513 square foot house with a yard. Pretty yard. Wow. Oh my, wait a minute. I'm going to really blow your mind. And a swimming pool. It's got its own swimming pool. Ladies and gentlemen, you're paying $1,800 or more. I'm telling you about a house where the payment, here's the payment. The payment on this house is $1,852.24 if we got it for you for nothing down with just closing costs. What are we missing here? 400 grand, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,513 square feet, a pool, your own pool, not the community pool where those neighbor kids keep peeing in the pool in your apartment complex. I know. You just try to block it out of your head that those little rugrats aren't peeing in the pool all day. That's why you don't even go in the pool, because you know those kids pee in there all the time. And when you go in there, you try to keep your mouth closed really tight because you know that's a nasty pool. Don't go in that pool. This house has its own pool. 400 grand, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet with a pool and a yard and a beautiful lawn and a front porch. And even more importantly than that, ownership, ladies and gentlemen, ownership. This is why there needs to be a real estate revolution. This is why I have to lead this thing. This is why I got to turn you renters into homeowners. This is why I am now the self-proclaimed leader of the real estate revolution. We got to get more people into ownership position. Why are you renting when you don't have to? If you got to rent, that's one thing. But most people don't have to rent. They just don't know that they could buy. Can we fix that? It's time. Let's make a move. What do you think? All right, I got one more example in the same price category because Marlon was on the job today. He is getting us some good examples. Let's get one more example of a $400,000 purchase. Okay, here we go. I got another one. Oh, man, this is going to really mess with you. This one's going to mess with you a lot. This one for 400 grand. Now, wait, let me tell you this. These are asking prices. This house is 400 grand before I even started to negotiate. That's 400 grand. There's a good chance I'm going to be able to get it for somebody for $375. You feel me? But okay, let's just roll with this price. $400,000 asking price. Let's say we gave him the whole asking price. Let's say we knew that we could buy it for 400 grand. We bought it for 400 grand. The payment is $1,852.24. You say, I don't have a down payment, Darren. I think I just told you could get that for nothing down. All right, let me describe it to you. 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,411 square feet. And let's see, what else does it have? Beautiful front lawn. I should be like, okay, we're going to get the capabilities sooner. Or I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you this stuff. But I'm showing you house number 3 for $400,000 that you could own for an $1,852 payment. Wait. Check this out. Ladies and gentlemen, oh man, this house is newly renovated. Look at this. New windows, a big yard with a swing set and a slide and an outdoor kitchen, barbecue area. What the heck? What, tell me about that. Tell me about that dinky little apartment you live in that and that mortgage of that landlord you're paying for $1,800 or more. And I'm showing you right now you can own for $1,852.24 a month. And I'm also telling you that 0 down payment loans exist. And I'm also telling you that you can have a front yard and a porch and a backyard and a swing set. Oh, wait. Brand new stainless steel appliances, brand new cabinets, brand new tile in the kitchen, brand new hardwood in the bedrooms and the living room, redone bathroom, all new windows throughout the house. And this is in expensive-ass Southern California. Where do you live? This is L.A. These prices are right here in L.A., and L.A. is the 3rd most expensive market in the United States. Where do you live? Okay, oh, wait, Marlon did a little case study he went to Chicago. What do we got in Chicago, Marlon? Let's see. Now, that's what you could buy in Southern California for 400 grand. We're going to stick with that 400,000 number just to keep it real, because I told you The median rent of a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment right here where I'm at is $1,800. So for $1,852, you could own something. All right, let's see what Marlon came up with in the city of Chicago. Man, watch out, Chicago. My Chicago peeps, I'm going to challenge you right now. I see Cousin Lynn is on the feed. What's up, cousin? He's going to be out here hanging with me next week. But oh, man, look at this, Chicago. Come on, Chicago. For $1,852 a month, my people, you could own. Let's see where this is. This is, Lenny, you got to tell me where this is. It's in the 60643 on Lothair Avenue. Lothair Avenue? Joyce, Lenny, you guys got to tell me. I got to tell you, I don't know. I can't tell you what that neighborhood is exactly, but it sure does look nice. And for $400,000, don't forget what I told you $400,000 is $1,852.24 a month, possibly with zero down payment. It gets you this beautiful home with this beautiful front lawn. Oh my God, look at these gleaming hardwood floors. You guys got to see this. This is pretty ridiculous. Hey, wait, maybe I'm moving back to Chicago. Marlon, look at all this house you get. This is a 2,922 square foot house, beautiful brick home, beautiful front lawn, gleaming hardwood floors. Holy cow, $400,000. It's 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,922 square feet. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, Lenny and Joyce. This is and Warren. Those are the people that are in Chicago that I know are watching. Check this out. Yeah, Joyce just said it. It's Beverly. Beautiful brick Beverly Morgan Park area. I know that area pretty well. On a peaceful, historic block. See, historic. There's a word. Think about it. There's value in those historic homes. Built in the 20th century. That's so funny we say built in the 20th century. You always forget that this is the 21st century. This home has been lovingly updated. I can vouch for that because the pictures are gorgeous. And it underwent a complete rehab in 2010, including a new roof, electrical, plumbing, dual zone HVAC, and a 50-foot addition to the house. Open floor plan with a newer kitchen, updated stainless steel appliances, granite countertops, a pantry, an island, and a formal dining area. Upper level features a spacious master suite with a brand new ensuite bathroom. That means the bathroom is attached to the master suite. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Joyce, what are you saying? You know my eyes aren't good enough to see way over there on the screen. I'll address whatever you're saying. What did Joyce say? Can you see what Joyce is saying? You don't see the feed? Joyce, the writing is like this big on that screen. I can't see what you're saying. But the point is, this is Beverly. This is a cool area of Chicago. And for $400,000, what's important about that? The payments, ladies and gentlemen. The payments. $1,852 a month. Holy cow. Unbelievable. Oh, man. What are we doing, people? We need to be owning. We need to be owning. Oh, man. Principal and interest on this one. Principal and interest is $1,485. Don't even get me started. Look, if you don't own something, we got to help you figure it out. I'm looking at 5 bedrooms and 3 baths and 2,900 square feet in Chicago in the Beverly area. Man, I got to come to Chicago a little more often, people. Anyway, let's go back. I got some more. Let's go and check out another one. What time is it? Oh, time's flying on me. Here we go. All right, Lenny and Joyce. We got 4723 Laverne Avenue. That's Lavergne Avenue in the 60630 area. Let's see what area that is. Okay. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home, like I said, on Laverne Avenue. Charming on the outside, striking on the inside. Sounds like a song. This English features update. Oh, it's an English style, like kind of an English chateau looking thing. Does that make sense? An English chateau. French have chateaus. English have. What do the English have? I don't know. Anyway, it's English architecture. Features updated electric, plumbing, HVAC, windows, insulation, designer finishes. The kitchen has white shaker cabinets. Those are the good ones, ladies and gentlemen. Quartz countertops, stainless steel appliances, multi-speed hood, and a KWC LED-equipped faucet. I don't even know what that is, but sounds good. Baths have modern, clean lines with crisp finishes featuring Duravit, Grohe, and Kohler fixtures. Wow, that's not cheap stuff. The top floor is the master suite with a master bath featuring his and her sinks. Oh my gosh, and a steam shower. Holy cow, ladies and gentlemen, for $400,000 in Chicago, you could have this. Oh, there's more. You want me to read the rest? You want to hear about more? Let me tell you about more. Okay, so it says the main floor has 2 bedrooms, a full bath, in addition to the living room, dining room. Lower level has a large family room, a full laundry room with base cabinets, countertops, ceramic sink, wired for sound. Outside, enjoy a professionally landscaped backyard that features a patio with pergola and perennials. Home has a 2-car garage. Oh my God. A Nest thermostat system, and a Nest doorbell with a camera. Yale smart locks. That means you can unlock the house from wherever you are. LED lighting, and on and on and on and on. The point, ladies and gentlemen, is $1,852 a month. $1,852 a month owns this home. My man Byron Johnson is in the house. That's my neighbor from Chicago. I'm talking about your city, B. $1,852 a month owns a home. No more rent. No more paying somebody else's mortgage. Why aren't we owning? I'm right here, Daron C Campbell, the hardest working man in real estate, and I'm pledging to you. I'm telling you there on YouTube. I'm telling you there on Facebook. I'm launching the real estate revolution. We're about to change the game. We're gonna create 5,000 new homeowners. You think I could get some people behind this? You think I could get some celebrities behind this or some big money people behind this? I think so. Watch. I'm going to stir the pot. You guys heard it here first. The real estate revolution is underway. Wow. I'm writing it down. The real estate revolution. I'm Daron C Campbell. I'm the general in the real estate revolution. Look out. I'm going to create 5,000 new homeowners. You want to be one of those new homeowners? Watch me make it happen. I'm going to make one a month happen for this next 12 months. And then, boom, we're going to push it out there and create a system where we can get 5,000 people qualified, financed, and owning their own home. Sound good? Sounds like a great plan. Why not? Who's going to be first? I don't know. Let's check it out. But look, what I really wanted to do is bring you some simple but empirical proof that it's not that difficult, it's not that prohibitive, it's not that impossible for you to own some real estate. And why should you own some real estate? Because 9 times out of 10, it's the best bank account you'll ever have. 9 times out of 10, it will grow your money faster than any other vehicle that you'll ever own. And trust me, don't take the word vehicle lightly. I don't mean your car, because your car ain't going up in value. I can guarantee you that. So stop buying cars and start buying real estate. How about that? Can we do it? 5,000 homes. I'm gonna get a sticker or a T-shirt. Angie, on that real estate revolution T-shirt, we got to put somewhere 5,000 new homeowners. That's what we're gonna make happen. That's a big number. Let's start with number 1. We're gonna get the first one going this month. But it's time for that kind of change. You know what? People's net worths will. I mean, like, look at how we'll change the landscape if 5,000 new people owned a home instead of renting. That's amazing. That's gonna be amazing, and we're gonna make it happen. I'm in the mood. I'm gonna get the credit repair people. I'm gonna get the lenders. I'm gonna get the who else do we need? Just credit repairers and lenders and the real estate agents, obviously, to help put people in these homes. Are you ready for it? If you don't own a piece of real estate, it's time you did. We're going into an opportunity. We're going into a marketplace where the escalation of prices has slowed down a little. Don't look at that as a negative. Look at that as a heightened opportunity for you to get in the game. If you're not in the game, you need to get in the game. If you don't own real estate, it's time you did. And I'm here to help. I'm committing to you people. I'm committing that this revolution is for the people. So there's lots of folks out there that own hundreds of properties. Well, I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to the people who need to own real estate. And if you already own a house, that's great. Let's get you your first income property. Let's get you your first rental. And if you don't own a home and you're paying somebody else's mortgage, let's get you your first acquisition. Guess what? I just showed you single family homes for $400,000. Guess what you could probably also own in that same price range? Duplex, triplex, or even for a few dollars more. You want to know why you can afford a few dollars more? Because those other people are helping pay the mortgage. And the bank will take that money into consideration when they qualify you. So if you bought a duplex, but it's $500,000 instead of $400,000, but you can rent unit number 2 out for $1,250, the bank will qualify you using that $1,250. How about that? Whoa! The revolution is underway. We're getting ready for war. I'm declaring war on the system. It's time we created some owners. It's time we created some ownership. It's time we created some wealth for the people, some wealth in the community, some wealth for the rest of us. Real estate for the rest of us. You guys like that? It's time. It's time. It's time. Stop being a renter. Start being an owner. Let's get you in. So, just on the basic front, let's just talk about some rules of the road. If you're ready to participate in this real estate revolution, what you need to do right now is stop wasting money. Uh-oh. I'm about to piss off a whole lot of people right now. Stop wasting money, ladies and gentlemen. Let's slow down on the cars and the shoes and the clothes. Oh, my God. The cars, the shoes, and the clothes. If we could just chill out on those, man, we'd all have closing costs in our bank account right now. If we could chill out on the cars, the clothes. Wait, I'm going to throw one more in there. The jewelry. Oh, my God. The cars, the clothes, the cars, the clothes, the shoes, and the jewelry. I mean, you want to talk about wasting your cash? Listen, you're worried about who's watching what label is on your T-shirt? Oh, my God. How much do these Supreme T-shirts cost? I mean, this is Supreme stuff. I mean, I ought to be in the clothing business instead of the real estate business. They're printing money. How much does this Supreme stuff cost? Marlon, what's a Supreme sweatshirt, hoodie cost? Oh, my God. Angie, tell me how much they pay for a Supreme sweatshirt. And then somebody tell me what they pay for a Supreme or a Gucci T-shirt.
The average cost for the most expensive basketball shoe to make it is $12.
$12.
To fully process it, manufacturers $12. Sales normally the average shoe cost of a Nike shoe is $120.
Oh my God. My man, producer extraordinaire Nick just came in here and broke down some silly logic. Let me ask you this. How many pairs of Jordans do you have in your closet? How many pairs of Jordans do your kids have? How many pairs of Jordans have you bought over the last 10 years? Now, let me give you a little fact that my man Nick, the producer of this show, just walked in and gave me. It costs Nike $12 to produce those shoes. Do you feel stupid yet? It costs Nike $12 in China, no less. Now, they ain't even producing any jobs over here. In China, they make that Jordan shoe for $12. And what my man Nick just told me is that the average pair of Nike shoes costs $120. That is a 10 times, a 10x markup. That's 1,000%. That's not 100%. That's 1,000%. Nike's making 1,000% on their money, and you're standing in line to get the latest pair. Matter of fact, the latest pair probably cost you $300, right? The average pair is costing you $120. Nike's getting 1,000% on their money. Where are you investing your money to get 1,000%? Anywhere? No. Nike's getting 1,000%. Okay, now let's see. So Angie's telling me, she did a little homework for me, and she's telling me about the Supreme stuff. Now, until about a year ago, I never even heard of Supreme. And then I find out it is all the rage for all these young people, and all these parents are running out to buy them. Matter of fact, you want to know how I heard about Supreme? A friend of mine was driving somewhere at like 5:30 in the morning to get a new release of a new Supreme t-shirt or something. Don't piss me off. A t-shirt. She stood in line in the cold to get this Supreme t-shirt for her kid. The t-shirt was a brand new issue, collector's edition, piece of cotton with the word Supreme on the front of it. And she proceeded to pay something like $175 for a t-shirt. Now, Nick just told you those Nikes cost $12 in China. How much do you think the Supreme t-shirt costs to make? Probably about $1. And this lady paid $175 for this t-shirt. All right. Now, why am I blasting Nike and Supreme? I'm not mad at them. They're brilliant. They're getting all your money, and they're running with it. Oh, Marlon just found me a Supreme. Look at this. A Supreme pullover. Oh, damn. It's got mind fuck on it. That's what they're doing to you, too. It costs $110 for this very plain looking Supreme shirt. How much of your money is in Supreme pockets? Where did these Supreme people come from? I never heard of Supreme till a little while ago. Who are they? And where'd they pop up from and try to get you like this? They're winning the game. They're winning the game. Maybe we all ought to go into the t-shirt business. You guys want to join me in the t-shirt business? What are we gonna call them? Let's just make up something. Let's call them. I don't even know. Marlon, come up with a name. Let's go into the t-shirt business and let's charge stupid people $175. And I think the higher the price, the more people want that stuff. Is that how it works? Jack up the price and everybody wants them. Off-White. Hey, I like that. Marlon's coming up with names. Oh, that's already a brand? Marlon says you got to pay $300 for an Off-White branded t-shirt? T-shirt. Really? Are you guys, how long are we going to get snookered? How long are we going to be bamboozled? You know, I got a friend, my buddy Kevin, he was on the show a couple weeks ago. He says, if you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bullshit. I think that's what's going on right here in the t-shirt game. They're baffling us. They're messing with us. They're screwing us. If you're paying $175 for a t-shirt and you don't own a home, ladies and gentlemen, I got news for you. They have suckered you at the highest level. If you know what, I walked into somebody's apartment. I sold this apartment building, and we had to go into somebody's apartment to inspect. We had to go in all the apartments to inspect, but we went into this one apartment, and these people were paying $2,100 for renting a 2-bedroom, small, dark apartment. $2,100. Let's just listen to this case study. $2,100 for this little, dark, ugly apartment that they were living in, and so rent's $2,100. We were walking through the unit in the inspection. These people had 3 TVs, all bigger than any TV I have ever owned. And then you walk into the bedroom. I open closet number 1. The mama had like 15 pairs of those red bottom shoes. What are those, Louboutins? Christian Louboutins. Look up what an average pair of Louboutins costs, Angie. This lady had about 15 pairs. About 15 pairs of Louboutins. Christian Louboutins. Right? Somebody give me the average price of a pair of ladies' Christian Louboutins. Right, Ronaldo? Angie, let me know what you got. All right. She had 15 pairs of Louboutins. And then I went into bedroom number 2 where her son stays, and he had the neatest, most organized, stacked up 6 shelves of Nikes still in the box. Like, I mean, some of them were even like still in the plastic bags. So I'm just going to say, just conservatively, the guy had 40 pairs of Jordans. These were Air Jordans. The guy had 40 pairs of Air Jordans. The mama had 15 pairs of Christian Louboutins. They had the most expensive flat screen 70-inch TVs in 2 different rooms of that house. And they're renting for $2,100 a month. Now, I'm not going to indict them personally. Oh, yes, I am. That's stupid, okay? Let's just call it what it is. That's freaking stupid. Because in the closets alone, how much money was in the closets? Let's see. If you got 40 pairs of Jordans, Jordans got to cost $150 each, right? So if Jordans cost $150, that fool has $6,000 worth of Jordans in the closet. And I happen to know these Louboutins they got to be $300. I think I've seen some for $800 before. How much are Louboutins, Angie? She said $695. $695. Okay, let's just say $600. Mama has 15 pairs of $600 Louboutins, so she got $9,000 worth of Louboutins, and Junior got $6,000 worth of Jordans. They got 15 grand in the closet, and they're renters, and they're paying $2,100 a month in rent to finance Mr. Landlord's multi-million-dollar apartment building. I did the math on him. His cash flow is about $18,000 a month for owning the apartment building. Mama and Junior got $15,000 in the closet in shoes, nothing in the savings account, and $2,100 a month in rent that they're paying to Mr. Landlord. I could even put names on these figures, but I'm not gonna. To protect the stupid, I will not name any names. Who's the brilliant one in this equation, and who are the stupid ones? You tell me. The owner of the building's taking home $18,000 a month in cash flow between all his tenants. They're paying for that's after the mortgage is paid, the taxes are paid, the insurance is paid, the maintenance is paid, the manager is paid, and the owner still makes $18,000 a month. Go inside the building. Mama got 15 pairs of Louboutins. Junior got 40 pairs of Air Jordans, all still in the wrapper. They got nothing in the savings account, and they're paying $2,100 a month in rent. And I just showed you at $2,100 they could own a house worth over $400,000. That will go up in value by $80,000 over the next 5 years. Is anybody mad yet? Is anybody pissed off? Is anybody gonna get ticked off at this situation, or are we're gonna keep being stupid? Are we gonna keep making other people wealthy, or are we gonna do something about it? Are you gonna join the real estate revolution? I need 5,000 people who want to own some real estate. I'm putting a challenge out there, and I'm surveying you guys. 5,000 people who want to own a piece of property. Marlon, we got to have a place for them to like log in and say, me too, hit me up. How do we do it? Let's see. How do we do this? If you're on my Facebook, I got to do a post. Do a post on Daron Campbell coaching and a post on Daron Campbell. And if you want to be part of the real estate revolution, type I'm in the comments. Marlon's going to put up a post. And if you're in for the revolution, if you want to be part of the real estate revolution, I'm going to lead it. I'm going to make sure 5,000 people become owners. Type I'm in the chat box or in the comment section, and we're going to make this happen. Sound good? I think it sounds great. Oh, I'm excited. I think we just created a movement. I think we just got pissed off enough to start a movement. If you want to join, you want to be one of the soldiers in the revolution, you want to be one of the beneficiaries when we win this war, you want to change your net worth, you want to buy a piece of real estate with nothing down, possibly that goes up in value by 4 to 5% a year, type I'm in the chat box when you see it, when you see Marlon's post. The real estate revolution is underway. We're going to make this happen. This has been a crazy show. I'm out of time. But the coolest thing is we started a movement today, ladies and gentlemen. The number 5,000 is the magic number. Let's take a break. I'm going to come back and wrap up with the last segment, but let's take a short break. I'm going to talk to the people. I'm lobbying for a little more time. I think we're going to get it, but we're going to come back and wrap up. But the real estate revolution is underway. So check out the post that we put out there about the real estate revolution. And if you're in, type I'm in, and we're going to get you going. I'll be back. I'm Daron C Campbell. I'm the hardest working man in real estate. I'm your real estate mentor. This is the Road to a Million show, and I'll be back in 3 minutes.
Got it bumping. Got it bumping. Got it bumping.
And we are back. We're back on the Road to a Million show. I'm Daron C Campbell, the hardest working man in real estate, your real estate mentor. And we're having a good time today because we're talking about all kinds of stuff. We are on Facebook Live at Daron Campbell Coaching. We're at Facebook Live on Daron Campbell, just Daron Campbell. And then we are on YouTube at Road to a Million show. If you watch us on YouTube, then you get to hear all the cool music and all the interludes that the fellas have put together for me. But it doesn't matter where you watch as long as you watch, because we just launched my man Leo. What's up, Leo? My man Leo is a real good friend of mine. We're going to have you on the show, Leo. I'm going to have you on the show real soon. So check this out. I just launched officially the real estate revolution. What is the real estate revolution? It's my quest. It's my movement. It's my desire to create. Let's create. We came up with the number. I don't know where I came up with the number. It just sounded ambitious. So what the hell? Let's do it. 5,000 new owners. 5,000 new owners. Let's be ambitious. Let's do it in 5 years. 5,000 new homeowners in 5 years. Because why? I want to stop the poverty cycle. And when I say poverty, don't be offended. I don't mean you're poor. I don't mean you're broke. But if you don't own real estate, then there's a certain amount of brokenness that you are, because real estate is climbing and climbing and climbing, and over years it invariably climbs. And real estate has created more wealth than any asset class in the history of planet Earth. And if you don't own any, I got to wonder what your deal is. If you don't own any, I got to wonder, what's your plan? If you don't own any, where is it you're going? How are you growing your net worth? How are you planning to retire? What's going to work for you and your net worth while you sleep? Come on. Real estate is tried and true. Real estate is not like speculating on some stock that you think is going to go through the moon. And let me tell you something. You think stock is going to the moon. There is absolutely no guarantee that stock that you think is so brilliant is going to go to the moon. If there's just no, anybody remember AOL when the stock was going crazy and then it took a monster crap? I know a guy. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a story about stock. And I'm not mad at stock. Listen, trust me, you should own some stock. But if you think stock is what's going to retire you because it's going to go through the roof, just be careful. Because I had a buddy who owned, I remember when AOL stock in like the year, I'm going to call it 2001 or 2002, AOL stock was trading at, I remember this like it was yesterday. At the time, it was $99. And I had a buddy who was really, really sure that he was going to retire off of his AOL stock because he owned, oh man, I don't know how much he owned. He owned something crazy, like 10,000 shares, right? How much money is that? 99,000, 10,000 shares. That's $1 million worth of stock, basically, right? And then, what did they call it? Black Monday happened? Was it Black Monday when it all? No, is that the original Black Monday is? Black Friday or Black Monday? No. Black Friday is the day you go shopping, Marlon. Black Monday is the day the stock market took a crap, right? The original one was back when the Depression started, but this one was in 2000 and whatever. You historians would know, like 2003 or 2004. We had a stock market collapse. All the tech stocks, the tech bubble burst, and my friend's 10,000 shares of $99 AOL stock dropped to $1. $1 a share. $1. This was what he was going to retire on. And he was no spring chicken. He was already like 66 years old, but he was still selling real estate, but he was collecting AOL stock. All I'm saying is to say that if you're counting on some stock to really like continue to climb forever and that's what's going to retire you, I would say that's a decent hedge. That's a decent second tier investment for you. Because the stock market isn't predictable because it's built around feelings and emotions. And I mean, look at how many companies are valued very highly, but they don't make a profit. Well, come on. What is that valuation built on? It's people's expectations or thoughts of what might happen. So what I'm telling you is go ahead and own some stock. That's fine. But don't own stock instead of owning real estate. You can own stock in addition to your real estate. But the only thing that is tried and true and proven since the history of mankind is that real estate over time goes up. And real estate can't go out of business. Real estate can't have a CEO have a sexual assault, harassment lawsuit and plummet the stock overnight. You know how many people lost their money in the savings and loan crisis when they had stock in all these companies? The point I'm trying to make to you is you need to own real estate. Oh, I forgot. There's a caller waiting to holler at me. We had somebody on the phone who's waiting. He was dying to talk to me. I think I talked too long. I think he might have hung up. If he calls back, put him through. Sorry, you guys. I haven't taken a bunch of calls today because I needed to rant about home ownership. I needed to rant about if you're paying more than $1,850 a month in rent, you could own a $400,000 home of your own. Why are we still renting? I don't know. All right. I got a caller. Let's put him through. Let's see who we got. Good morning. This is Daron.
How's it going? This is DJ out of Vegas.
What's up, DJ?
All right. How's it going?
I'm on a roll today, brother.
Good. Now, I just wanted to go over like some of the math and the rent versus own debate.
All right.
So first, like most mortgages that I know and that I have seen at $400,000, you're gonna be well over 1852 in payments,
And that's
right?
well, you're saying with most $400,000 mortgages. I'm just saying this. I'm repeating this so the Facebook
Yeah.
folks can hear you. He's saying that in most mortgages he's seen in the 400,000 range, the payment is well over $1,852 a month. All right, so go ahead, DJ. Continue.
Okay, so in this equation, let's just say for giggles, our 1852 at 30 years, that's over $600,000,
Mhm.
correct?
Yeah, that's about right. Cause yeah, I'd say so.
Yes. So at that point, you spent $200,000 more than a property is actually worth.
Well, yeah,
To
you
get
got
in the
you got to pay the bank for the use of their money.
Of course, yeah,
Right?
Yeah, so you got to make the bank rich. So my argument is, in rent, people complain and say you making your landlord rich. In buying, you making the bank rich, way more rich than anybody else.
Okay.
Now, when you get into, go ahead.
All right, so I'm just going to interrupt you on that one because you're saying over 30 years, Marlon, whip out your calculator. We're going to do the total of these payments because you raise a decent point about the fact that paying a mortgage of $1,852 for 30 years because it's a fixed rate mortgage. So $1,852 times 360. That's how many payments you're going to make. That means you're going to pay 1852 times 360.
666.
$666,720 on a $400,000 house. So you're saying, hey, you're making the landlord rich because you're paying $266,000 more than the house is worth, right?
Nah, yeah. Well, no, I'm saying you're making the bank rich.
The
You're
bank.
overpaying for a house.
Okay, but let's say, but I'm talking about payments, DJ. I'm saying if a person's paying $1,850 in rent, you might as well be paying $1,850 in mortgage because it's the same dollars out of pocket. If you pay that rent for 30 years, what do you got? You don't even have the house to sell.
But you have to pay for where you live, right? You have to pay regardless. Now,
Right.
in that argument, I can say the same thing. If I say I'm gonna sell you this T-shirt, right? I'm gonna sell you this T-shirt. You just pay me $1 a day for 5 years.
Yep.
You're like, oh, it's just $1. I can afford that. But after you count up those payments, you're gonna see that you paid thousands of dollars for a $20 shirt. That don't make sense either, right?
Well,
All of the math.
let's see. It depends. Is that T-shirt worth anything when I'm done paying for it? You see, what I'm talking about is your rent gets you nothing in return, just a place to live. That same amount of money would get you a place to live that you could sell at the end of it or before the end.
Back.
So look, it's a $400,000 house. So at any point, I showed you how it goes up in value. What kind of? So you gained $80,000 in equity over 5 years owning that house.
I mean, at the same time, that's a speculation. You can't say every single house
Nope,
goes
you're right.
up $80,000 a year.
That's
because
right.
It doesn't.
That's true.
Also, when you paying a mortgage, those first couple 10 years of payments are going to what?
Interest.
So it's not touching your principal. So if most of your payments are going to your interest for the first 10 years, how much are you really paying? So let's count up 1852 times 10 years worth of payments, 120 payments. That's $222,000 going to interest for the most part. Let's just say, even if it's less.
Okay,
than that,
let's just say all right. Okay, so say $150,000 in the first 10 years and went towards interest only.
Interest. So now you haven't put a dent into what you really owe. You just paid the bank. So at
That's
what
right.
point
So what
are you
we
making
know,
profit?
but what we know is that real estate in general goes up over time. How much equity are you building up when you pay that landlord the 1852? You pay the landlord 1852, you get nothing.
At the same time, are you paying? You got to factor in interest. You have to factor in property taxes. You have to factor in insurance. If in my rent, if something breaks, what do? I call the landlord. He comes and fixes it. Nothing out of my pocket. I pay him my rent. I go on about my business. Something breaks inside of your house, you are going to have to come out of your pocket and pay that money, whether it's a deductible or whether it's out of your pocket. So if we're both paying $1,852, I rent, you buy. something breaks, I pay nothing, you pay whatever it costs to fix it. So now we're not paying the same for that month. Now you've paid more than me.
That's right. So what I'm doing is I'm betting on the fact that house is going to go up about 4% per year, because historically that's what real estate typically does, or more. And I'm also betting on the fact that, so if that happens, then at the end of 5 years, I haven't spent $80,000 in repairs, because of this house will have gained 80 grand. Now, the question is this: are the odds that the place you're living going to cost 80 grand to repair over 5 years? Is that landlord going to spend 80 grand repairing your place?
Nope.
Probably not.
Hopefully not.
So the difference is, let's say he spends 10 grand. He spends 10 grand repairing your apartment, and I own the house and I make 80 grand. So I'm 70 grand ahead of you in 5 years.
Okay. So if at that point that you paid 10 grand to fix it within a year, I haven't paid that 10 grand. I'm still at $1,852 a month.
That's right.
You're over that.
That's
You're
right.
About $1,000. So now you're at about $2,500 a month or more.
Okay.
So you see what I'm saying?
But I also just told you that it goes up 4% on average every year, which is 16 grand. So if I made 16 to make 10, I paid 16 to make.
Okay.
I paid 10 to make 16.
I got a rebuttal for that.
Mm-hmm.
At what point do you count that 16? Because while you're saying it goes up 4%, you don't put that 4% in your pocket immediately when it goes up.
It's just like
you don't count it. You can't count it until you can count it in your hand. So until you sell it, does it really count? If you say the house is worth $300, but a buyer comes and say, "Man, look, I'll give you $250," and that's the best offer you get, is it really worth $300?
Well, that's right. You only realize gains when you sell, but it's the same as like owning Apple stock. If I own 10,000 shares of Apple stock right now, I can look at it and say, "Hey, man, I got $8 million worth of stock." But that money isn't real until I sell that stock. So with assets, the payday is only the day you sell it, unless it is a cash flow. Yeah. It's a cash flow vehicle.
My motto is it doesn't count until you can count it in your hand. Also, at the same time, you wouldn't tell the same person in California that his house is going to go up 4% a year, and then you'll tell someone, let's say in Wichita, Kansas, that their house is going to go up 4% a year?
No, you're right. Because the truth is, California goes up more than 4% per year. I was giving you a national average, just because I got listeners in other states. The fact of the matter is, every state's different. Every city's different. If we were in Omaha, Nebraska, it might be way different than Southern California. True.
Exactly.
I'm with you there. And I'll tell you this. That is exactly why, my friend, I really recommend income property over single-family owner-occupied residence. Yeah. But we're but today we're talking about the basic person who owns nothing. And so if they own nothing, I still believe that owning something beats owning nothing if the dollars are the same. Yeah.
And listen, I appreciate you for letting me call in and get out my perspective and see the other side. It is a different side of looking at things.
Hey,
I look at, as a business person, I look at things as math. The math always has to add up.
DJ,
if it doesn't add up in the long run at the end, it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So,
my brother, I like how you think. I like how you roll. You tell me when you're in LA, and I'm gonna have you on the show because you're pretty consistent. I like how you roll. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my man, DJ. He has called in multiple times with some intelligent feedback. Thanks for calling, DJ. Hit me up when you're in LA. I'm going to bring you on the show. All right, we had a good little rebuttal there from DJ. He's arguing that you got maintenance, you got repairs, you got issues, so that adds to the ownership equation. And that's true. Look, there's a cost of ownership. Don't get me wrong. But the fact is, if you can own for the same amount that you can rent, the percentages say that the value of that real estate goes up faster than the repair bills do. That's all I'm saying. And if there's an opportunity to own multiple units and have people pay you rent, that's what I'm recommending as well. And I'll go to toe-to-toe with anybody who wants to dispute that. Bring it on, Grant Cardone. Let's go toe-to-toe, baby. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, that's what this is all about. A healthy debate, a healthy discussion. That's what the Road to a Million show is all about. And I'm glad you guys are here, and I'm glad my man DJ wanted to call in and give me his perspective. So anytime any of you want to call and chat about it, I'm open to it. Listen, dispute my theory, shoot me down if you can, but I'm open to it. So, wow, we have gone on and on and on, and it's time to wrap up the show. I believe this is one of our greatest shows because we just launched the real estate revolution. We just decided 5,000 people are going to own homes, and I'm going to make sure it happens. I'm the general in this real estate revolution. I'm Daron C Campbell, the hardest working man in real estate. This is the Road to a Million show. I'm your real estate mentor, and I'll see all of you at the top. Peace.